Hey Trevor, welcome to the MasterCard Cup. Just want to give you an opportunity here to view your swing at regular speed. Let that play on through, put you back in your address position, and we'll go ahead and take a look at a few things for you. So while we got you back here in your address position, let's take a look at your posture. We can see that your spine is nice and straight and on a slight tilt. Legs come down into a nicely unlocked position. Arms hang down off your tilted spine. Club works out to the ball. So achieving really nice posture here in association with good balance. Looks really, really good. Next thing you want to observe is your alignment. We can see your feet aiming in this. Actually, let me do just smaller lines here. We can see your feet aiming to the left. Carry that out towards the intended target. Now, theoretically, your club face is supposed to run parallel to your feet, and parallel lines on camera would have an appearance to converge. So that has us aiming way over here. Okay? So clearly when you hit your golf shots, you're probably accustomed to starting the ball somewhere out in that direction, swinging the club from out to in, leaving the face open, and imparting some left-to-right spin on the ball, and trying to hit some form of a slice back on line. Let's go ahead and do a little split screen comparison between you and Jordan Spieth. As we got some color-coded lines on the screen here just to use as a visual reference as it pertains to swing plane. And we can clearly see that the alignments, the feet, the knees, the hips, the forearms, and the shoulders are quite different. Now, with Jordan set up in a square position, what we're going to do here is we're going to rotate our shoulders, draw our arms and hands back as well as the club, and we want to see the club coming back on plane directly along this red line. Also, in the early stages of the golf swing, we want to incorporate some good wrist hinge into play where we're going to transition the club head from currently being below and in front of our hands to getting that club head now being above and behind our hands. It's a very important transitional move there with wrist cock. From here, we're going to work the golf club now from red up towards the blue-yellow V-zone. When we finally set the club at the top of the backswing, we either want to have the left arm of the club situated on the yellow line, anywhere in between the blue-yellow V-zone, or even physically up on blue, as we can see with Jordan Spieth. We want to do this creating full shoulder rotation about a stable right side and maintaining our posture axis that we achieved at address. With your takeaway, we're going to watch it move a little bit to the outside here. So your hands and the golf club obviously move outside of the ball due to the fact that you're set up open. Okay, now your takeaway probably if I had rotated the camera around over here and I was looking between the ball and your feet out towards the direction of where you're actually aimed, you're actually bringing the golf club back on a reasonably decent plane. But I have to put the lines up on the screen based on the center of the fairway. So in this case, this golf club is definitely going outside of plane. From here, we get some hinge into play. Again, if I had the camera positioned at that spot I just talked about, that club head would be above and behind your hands. Right now, it's not looking enough behind your hands based on where we want the golf ball to go. As we continue to work this club to the top, your arms continue to work very, very steep due to that outside move. We can see when you finally get to the top of your backswing, your left arm's well above the blue line, almost covering your face. And at that point in time, you're obviously going to probably come into the ball steep from over the top, attack the ball from out to in. Unless you create a massive rerouting move back to the inside like a Jim Furyk or Freddie Couples. At this point as well, you got really good turn, stable right side, maintaining your posture. Your arm geometry is in great position relative to your core, except for the fact it's too steep, and your club's in good position relative to your arms. So the only thing we need here is we just need to aim better and get our arms more shallow. And as soon as we get our arms more shallow and aim better, then obviously that golf club will be closer to plane than what we're going to see here in a few seconds. As we create our transition back into the ball, simply want to move our weight from our right foot to our left. Want to fire our knees and our hips laterally to the target, unwind our core and fire the hands. And doing so, we got to bring the golf club from wherever we set it, hopefully within the blue-yellow V-zone, back down onto red. And that's exactly what we see here with Jordan Spieth. The golf club has returned back to plane. The other thing we want to look at here is the relationship between the lead form and the golf club. I refer to this as the backwards check mark. This simply means that his club head right now is remaining above and behind his hands coming into the hitting zone. This is what's going to allow us to create a lot of power in our golf swing, let alone also his ability to hit the ball straight because the club has returned back to plane, as we already noted, which is a main criteria in producing straight golf shots. With you, we watch your transition back into the ball. Again, it's probably very likely going to come into the ball steep down or out away from blue. and that's exactly what we see there. An over-the-top move, hands even moving further away from blue, and that's going to have a major influence on the club head here. So basically your club head was over here in this direction, and it's being thrown out in front of you and continues to be thrown out in front and is going to attack the ball from outside to inside. If we go ahead and just sort of connect the dots here, this will give us a real clear visual as to just how steep that club came into the ball. And again, with Jordan Spieth, we can see his club return to plane here. That would be your frame here, and we can see how far away it is from your actual plane line. Next, taking a look at Jordan coming into the ball, his club attracts into the ball directly from this red line, directly from on plane. And as I already previously stated, again, this is what produces straight golf shots in accordance to our alignment. Lastly, assuming club face squares up via having a good grip. So seeing that the downswing planes are vastly different here, we can go ahead and take a look at the pass of the club. We can see Jordan's club is inside the ball, expanding out to make contact, and then moves through in a nice natural subtle arc. Your club is stuck well outside the ball, dropping down and across to make contact, and keeps moving across on the way through, as we can see. So very simply put, if we square the face up to that path, we will hit the golf ball in that direction of not only where we're swinging, but also where we're aiming. So therefore your subconscious brain says now, hey, I better leave the club face open, and hopefully you leave it open enough that it allows you to slice the ball somewhere back towards the intended target. If you happen to square the club face up to this path, that ball is going to stay left. If you over-release it to the path, not only will it stay left, but it'll even go further left with a pull hook or pull drop. If we leave the club face too open, nice thing is we can sort of block the ball a little further right of that, incredibly, even though we're swinging left. At that point in time, the club face is massively open, and we're definitely going to hit some form of more of like a pull slice or block slice, and the ball's going to go too far right on you. So the end result of your golf shot is dictated based on the timing of the club face. Because the club is attacking from outside, striking the ball and moving to the inside, if we square the face up, it follows the solid red arrow. If we over-release the club, it continues down blue. If we under-release it, follows yellow. And if we time it properly, it'll follow red, and it will hopefully find the intended target. But this does require a lot of timing on your part. Also want to just take a look at your right foot through impact here. Your heel's off the ground, that's great. Let's carry this through and see if you get into a good finishing position, and you do. So that's awesome right there, carrying yourself through to a good finish. Overall, you got some really nice athletic characteristics with your golf swing. Your hands work really well. They come back and they fire through. Your core works well. You coil, you uncoil. You've got good footwork allowing you to get through to a good finish. It's just unfortunate that you aim way left. You take the golf club outside and steep, and that causes you now to attack the ball from over the top, and we're swinging the club from outside to inside and swinging to the left, obviously at that point trying to leave the face open and slice that ball back on line. Again, if we want consistency, there's three things we need. We have to aim well, we have to have a good downswing plane in order to hit the ball straight based off that alignment, and then the club face has to square up. As we can see, we're unfortunately missing all three of those criteria just because we're aiming to the left, we're coming over the top, and then obviously at that point in time you've got to compensate with the club face. Okay? Anyways, at any point in time, if you want to fine-tune your golf game up, learn how to aim properly, learn how to swing your hands, arms, and golf club more around you, get your set position more shallow, that'll automatically have a domino effect. It'll reduce your over-the-top move, but at that point in time, once we're set up better, we get in a shallower position, then we can take a look at how much improvement we already have, whether it's 5% or 95%, and then learn how to bring that golf club down on perfect plane, and then at that point in time, you can learn how to be a lot more consistent and hit much straighter golf shots. Okay? Anyways, if at any point in time you want to work on these aspects, I'm over at Glen Abbey in Oakville. Be happy to structure a program for you. Also, if you're involved with any golf tournaments, you guys are looking for a unique gift to provide your guests, feel free to reach out. Be happy to discuss my swing analysis services. Anyways, again, hope you had a great day, and I hope you enjoyed seeing your swing on video. Take care.